Now, when we look back at the original trilogy, by far, one of the most fan-favorite characters of all is, of course, Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill. Unfortunately, fans did not get the Luke that they were actually expecting in the sequel trilogy. A lot of that had to do with Rian Johnson's iteration of the character, and how they tried to really kind of do damage control at the Rise of Skywalker, and a lot of those scenes actually ended up getting deleted that involved a lot of flashbacks of Luke and stuff like that. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now that brings us to exactly what's been going on with Mark Hamill. Now Mark Hamill, by the way, is very close with John and Dave. He's going over all their ideas about all their future ideas and concepts of Luke Skywalker getting implemented into many of their upcoming shows. Now, one thing about Star Wars right now is that Bob Iger is trying his absolute best to really kind of bringing the lost fans back to the Disney Plus platform, back into the theater seats, and just really getting the show up and running again. And basically, that's going to take a lot of time and effort and a very solid work ethic. It really is, to really get things back rolling to that way. Now, given that we have John and Dave running the show, I have full faith in them, I really do. I'm very optimistic about the future of this franchise. The only thing that I'm very skeptical about is Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte being led by Kathleen Kennedy, and which we've only been hearing very bad things about those shows. But anyways, moving on to the exciting stuff about what's going on, and how a lot of it has to do with Mark Hamill. So, with that being, of course, said, with actor Mark Hamill lately getting more direct with the fans, he has been in close contact with both John and Dave about his future with Star Wars and where it's all heading. Now, Mark Hamill, however, recently signed something substantial behind the scenes at LUCASFILM that was created by Disney. Now, this involves an extensive plan actually formed by Disney to keep Mark Hamill as Luke in various ways for the coming years that Mark recently just signed. Now, Hamill just signed a big deal with Disney and Lucasfilm where he will be involved in over 10 Star Wars projects that are all going to be in live-action form. Part of this deal that Hamill signed includes his involvement in an upcoming Star Wars TV show called Jedi Knight that will focus on Skywalker and his close friends and family that will be explored in the form of an anthology show. This also includes his various cameos to take place in the upcoming seasons of Mando and Ahsoka, as well as other mystery projects that are currently in the works. Now let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, we know that Luke Skywalker is going to be a very big deal in Mando Season 4. We know that John and Dave are specifically making it clear that Luke is going to have a very big role in Mando Season 4. And to be honest, so far, we have heard very minimal pieces about Luke in Mando Season 3. It's very likely that you're not going to see him in the upcoming season, and that they are saving him strictly for the 4th season. Now, the thing about this too is that we already know that everything related to Mark Hamill right now is that he will be working hand in hand with this new revolutionary ILM technology. We haven't really talked about this in a while. They had a bit of a snag, but it is still on the roll for 2024. Now, this new ILM tech is said to actually have a mixture of de-aging technology and deepfake technology. And it is going to be something that's going to revolutionize the film industry, starting off with Lucasfilm first. Now, not only that, but it's also going to be something that allows the actors' dialogue that they actually use on set to be synthesized in real time to their younger selves. So it doesn't have to be edited in post, it doesn't have to be regulated in post, it's all done in real time. And that's going to be done with specific new microphones that ILM is going to use their technology in for the actors to use their dialogue. But anyways, I digress. This is where things begin to really get even all the more exciting, is that given that Mark Hamill signed this deal that actually involves him in over 10 Star Wars projects, alright, all of which will be live action, and I think that this is a good move. I think that this is something very exciting because, on top of that too, one of which is actually codenamed Ghost Track 17. This is a series that will involve characters like Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Hamill is set to also return as Luke in an upcoming Rise of Skywalker sequel series as an older variant of Luke, most likely a Force Ghost, in which John and Dave, by the way, are also planning to do incredible things with his character in that project. Now, this is said to just be the beginning of Hamill's involvement as Skywalker and working closely with others to pick up on his mannerisms, and more to do with ILM's new revolutionary technology in the works that will launch in 2024. Disney is set to announce the plan later this year to the community at large. Now, I think that it's fine if you want to keep on expanding with Star Wars and keep really, kind of just adding on all these different shows. And as long as it's quality driven and it has a really good story and it doesn't overstep too much, that's perfectly fine. I know Liam Neeson recently said that he believes all these spin-offs are diluting the franchise. And yeah, he may have a point. He may very well have a point. But as long as the story is well written and good, I don't think it'll dilute anything too much. It really depends on what stories you're telling, right? For example, I think that if you made a Yoda series, it might demystify the character too much there, and that is something where, I think Liam Neeson's argument came into play. He talked about this a couple of days ago, by the way. He really genuinely believes that a lot of these spin-offs are diluting the franchise, alright? And I think that's why sticking to movies may very well be the format to go, with shows being as like a little side thing. And that's what Bob Iger, by the way, wants to do. That's what he's forming right now, is that he wants to focus on movies again, with the shows only being like a supplement, not being the main show, or the main road, I should say, to go. Anyways, the thing that's so great about this is that Mark Hamill is going to be returning as Luke with this new ILM technology, this new voice synthesizer technology. You're going to see more accurate representations of a young version of Luke through Mark Hamill himself. They don't necessarily need a double with this new ILM tech, so I think it's going to give you a more realistic tech, or a realistic, sense of Luke Skywalker in real time. Now, I think that the Book of Boba Fett was a massive improvement compared to what we got in Mando Season 2. Now, keep in mind, two different technologies. Two totally different technologies. So what ILM is doing with all the upcoming projects is it's going to be even more advanced than what you guys saw in Book of Boba Fett. And that truly is something to look forward to, I think. We already know that Luke is going to have a little bit of a appearance change in Mando 4. He's going to have a different hairstyle. He's going to have brown Jedi robes this time around. Very much a callback to his appearances in the Star Wars Legends universe when he gets older. So hence, given that Mando 4 will take place some years later, it just makes a lot of sense. So guys, like I say, fill me in below in the comments what you guys have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.